Noah from American Trucks here, and we're taking a look at these Raxium Axial Series LED headlights with the chrome housings and clear lenses for the 09 to 18 Ram 1500 with the factory halogen headlights. Now, these headlights will really appeal to the Ram owner who's looking to get a close to stock look with some improved lighting performance, as well as a modern LED daytime running light bar design. Now, to be clear, these headlights will only fit halogen light applications. Some features to note about this pair of headlights in particular, one being the fact that they feature a chrome housing rather than a matte black housing like most aftermarket headlights today. Now, the darker upgraded look is found in most aftermarket headlights, but let's face it, darker lights might just not be for everybody, and I think there is something to be said for sort of OEM plus look. If you want something that could be mistaken for stock but still has a little bit of a modern LED bar touch, these headlights should really hit home for you. That aftermarket touch on these guys are those LED daytime running light bars in that sort of C shape. Not only do those daytime running lights look awesome, but they also make you more visible to distracted drivers during the day or at night. Now, these headlights don't feature any LED bulbs or any projectors, but that's not to say that you can't install a set of LED bulbs off our site into these guys for maximum brightness over stock. As far as construction goes, we're looking at a chrome ABS automotive grade plastic with all the openings on the back weather sealed, so you don't need to worry about moisture getting inside those headlights and damaging the LEDs. Then to close them off, we have a clear polycarbonate impact resistant lens. Now, these headlights don't have all the bells and whistles a lot of other upgraded headlights offer. And really that's okay, because sometimes fancying a close to stock look can be beneficial when it comes to the price tag. These headlights come in at the $500 price point, which is a really competitive price for anything aftermarket, especially with an LED daytime running light bar inside. Installing these headlights really should be a pretty simple job for just about anybody with access to basic hand tools. We're looking at an install difficulty of 1 out of 3 wrenches, and it's safe to expect about 2 hours for that install time. Speaking of install, I'm gonna hand you over to one of the guys in the install bay, and he's gonna take you step by step through getting these on your Ram.
Hi everyone. Today we're installing a set of headlights on our Ram truck. So let's get started with the uninstall first. First thing we need to do is remove our radiator cover here, and we'll be able to do that using a trim removal tool. So we just need to get underneath these push pins. We have a total of 6 push pins. So we just need to get underneath it and lift them up. Now we can just lift our cover off, and that'll get us access to the 4 grill bolts that we need. All right, we've got 4 bolts to remove, one here, 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 and here. And to do that, we'll use our 10mm socket. Now we can just lift our grill up and out. Now to remove our headlight itself, we've got a bolt here and one at the bottom. We'll remove those with our 10mm socket as well. Now we can just pull our light out. Now to disconnect our connectors, is lift up on the red tab and push down on the black one and just pull it out. Same thing on the other connector. And now you can repeat that process for the other side. Before we can install our new headlights, we've got to add a couple of spade connectors to the ends of these wires here at the bottom of the light. Now these wires here are for your LED DRL that has to be tapped into your parking lights on the truck. So we're just going to add a couple of spade connectors to the ends of this, and then we'll show you how to install another connector on the actual factory harness on the truck to go ahead and make these work. So you're just going to insert the end of the wire into your spade connector and clamp it down like so. All right, with the spade connectors connected, then we're going to take the harness for your parking lights here. Now our truck already has the connectors attached to it, but you can find anything like a T-tap connector at your local store. And what you'll do is you just clamp this around the wire, and we're going to be using the black wire and the middle wire. It may, like on our truck, it's a white wire with a brown stripe. On the other side, it's a white wire with a red stripe. Your colors may be different, but it's going to be the second wire out of the 3 wires, so the one in the middle. So you're just going to take your T-tap, position it around the wire itself, close it, and clamp it with a pair of pliers, and then you can just plug your wires from the light into the T-tap. Now we're going to use black wire is going to go to the black wire here, and the green and white wire is going to go to that middle wire. So let's go ahead and get this plugged in and get our lights installed. So we'll go ahead and grab our green and white wire, plug that into the white wire, and then we'll take our black wire and plug that into the black. Now we can go ahead and plug our harnesses in. So the one harnessed on the back of the headlight is going to go into your headlight connector, and then your DRL or parking light connector is going to attach to this connector right here on the back of the light. Now you can go ahead, make sure your wires are all out of the way so they don't get crimped, and go ahead and slide it back in. Then we can reattach it with the original hardware. And then we'll tighten that down with our 10mm socket. And you can repeat that process for the other side. Now we can go ahead and reinstall our grill using the original hardware. So we're just going to slip this in from the front. Install our bolts at the top. And tighten them down with our 10mm socket. Now we'll reinstall our radiator cover using the original push pins that came with it. And that wraps up our review and install of the Raxium Axial Series LED headlights with the chrome housing and clear lens for the 09 to 18 Ram 1500 with halogen headlights. Thanks for watching, and remember, for all things Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.